Hi, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Roo, and we are Vanlife with my wife, and this is our rig, Patty Palms, aka the Paddy Wagon. Come on in. We're both from Colorado, and we've been together now for 8 years and married for 3 years. Is that right?
Good job,
Okay.
yeah.
Awesome. Doing good. And in 2021, we bought our van. I think, 2020, a lot of people I saw were building out vans, buying vans, and it just kind of got me interested in the whole van life thing. And I put that little bird in Ashley's ear, and next thing you know, we're buying this van on a whim.
Yeah.
And that's just, it kind of happened really fast.
Yeah,
yeah.
and we're looking at this van because my cousin and her boyfriend originally built it out, and we were going on a trip. They had just listed for sale, and I was like, hey, if we get back and it's still for sale, let's just chat about it. And it was, and we reached out to him, and one thing led to another. We're on a one-way flight out to California to drive the van back to Colorado because we just bought Patty.
And also, we didn't buy the van outright. We didn't have the funds to just, purchase it. So we took out a personal loan and put some money up front, but we spent a year and a half or longer paying it off. So don't let that discourage you if you can't afford a van outright. There are payment options out there, and feel free to, ask us more about that if you ever want. We're more than happy to help people with that. So this is our living room, our kitchen, and our dining room. So this kitchen space is really nice. I love this little cutout that we have, and it also seconds as a cutting board, which is really cool. We have a nice deep sink here, and then we have a propane camp stove as well, and then also a oven, which is really nice. So we cook up things in there. We love to make cookies on special occasions, which is really fun. The banana fruit hammock is really nice feature that we installed as well. And then we just have cabinets that hold utensils, snacks, all of that. We've got a nice full snack cabinet right now, which is always good to have. We have, let's move, Orky. We have some pull-out drawers that hold our other belongings, clothes, toiletries. And then we also have this table pull-out.
Get ready for it.
Which is really nice.
Coming at you.
For eating and for working from. We can both sit here. So that's a pretty cool feature, how long this table is, which is really nice.
So we recently sold, I don't want to say everything because we have some stuff still in storage in Colorado, but we sold our primary residence to a friend and moved into the van full time, which has been great. So that's we're going on 5 months now of being in the van. Before moving into the van full time, we had done weekend trips, or our longest trip I think at the time was just a month long. So it's definitely been a learning experience for us, going from 900 square feet down to 60 on a good day. So it's been great though. I mean, we've done this trip. We're down in Baja, Mexico right now. So that's been really special. The weather's nice. So it kind of adds extra space being able to go outside. But overall, I don't think we would change, anything. I mean, more space if we could have it, but just the experiences that we've had with our doggos and each other, and working through, living in such a tight space now, I just feel like we can do anything, and it's just been really special. Now we'll move over to this side of the van where we have extra storage. This seat cover we got from Amazon, and it just magically is the right size. We didn't measure anything, so that's always so nice when that happens. Extra storage in here, and it actually locks too, so if, when we leave the van, we'll lock that up just to keep everything nice and safe, but extra storage for gear and clothes and whatnot. Here is the bathroom. Very fancy. We have a nature head compostable toilet. We really enjoy it. It's not stinky or anything like that, and we just use peat moss. This is our fridge that we have here. It's a Dometic fridge. We used to have it on like cabinet rails, but the rails were just constantly breaking because of how heavy the fridge was. So we just went to a hardware store, and now it just slides out on those like little sticky things you put on chairs so they don't scratch your floor. So just kind of like a jerry rig way to, pull out the fridge, what's been working for us. So our window that we have here is nice. It's all built in, so you have insulation and the screen here as well. You don't have to worry about bugs coming in. It's an Artic Turn window. Really easy to open and close. It opens up really big and then closes really easily. And then at night when we're ready to go to bed, if we just need an extra, thing of privacy, we just close that up. Really easy, and just a feature that we love because it's nice to have natural light coming into the van where you can get it. And we were chatting about in the back our water pump that we have. So our sink, it's just real easy, brings out water. We try to be conservative because that's our drinking water. That's of course water we use to clean the dishes. So we're not just going to let it run. We got 20 gallons. We got to be really conscious about what we're using.
And this is our spice rack feature. So we didn't build out our van. We bought it pre-built out from family, but this was an awesome feature that Ashley's cousin decided to put in, and you can just unscrew your spices and then you have it, and it's just the lid is just screwed in right to the top of the cabinet, so it's really nice, very convenient. So love that feature, and it just looks nice too. These are our dogs. This is Draco. He is our little Chihuahua Terrier. He's 8 years old. He's an awesome co-pilot. And this is our older gal, Orca. She's 13 years young, and we just love having them on the road so much. They do really awesome on the road as well, and it's just really fun having them with us. The advice I would give for people, what I've learned these last couple months, is to have patience with the partner you're traveling with. Even if you're traveling alone, just have patience with yourself is a big thing. And then also take time for yourself. Like, you need to take time to be on your own, go on a walk, journal, do what you need to do to keep your mental health going strong, because life on the road is kind of turbulent and there's a lot of decisions to be made on the daily. So just make sure that you're like taking care of yourself. So this is our bed. It's a queen size bed. It's really comfortable for both of us. Also, there are cutouts on each end of the bed that the builders put. I believe it's just about like 6'2", so it adds some length. We're like 5'6", 5'5", so we don't necessarily, it's plenty of room for us. But if someone was taller in here, it would just add a little extra room to really spread out, which is really nice. We also recently installed this mount for our iPad so we can watch our favorite shows and just like cozy up at night and have our little like TV situation. So we just got it off at like Amazon, but it's one of our favorite little features that makes it feel cozy. Oh, hello. I was just knitting. Anyway, back to the tour. This is our book little shelf that we bought from Amazon. We love it. It holds our trendy books that we have, tarot cards, whatever you want to put, but in reality it is really nice having the extra space. If you'd like a hat, let me know.
We have our battery monitor here just so you can see how much the batteries are charging from the solar panels, or if we're driving, we also have the alternator that is charging the batteries, which is a really nice thing to have if it's like a cloudy day but we're still driving. We have all of our outlets here. We have 2 here and then 2 down by the bench. And then we have USB plugins too, which is really nice just to have that option. So it's freeing up the outlets for things like our Starlink, which we run. So if we're working, need to send emails, what have you, download shows for the evening when we're watching it on our iPad, we plug this bad boy in. It's been a really nice addition. Up front, it's a little expensive to purchase the equipment, but in the long run, I think it's really nice. It just keeps you connected if you are working remotely. you have a really, really secure connection to the internet. So that's been really helpful and a good addition for us. Right, storage, storage, storage. So like most camper vans, we have extra storage up here, which we try to keep as organized as we can. But most of the time we're just shoving stuff up there, mainly jackets. We have some hats and stuff. We have our computer up there right now. Front seat, same situation when we're not driving. We're putting a lot of stuff in that because it's just like dead space. Our passenger seat it's a swivel seat, which is really nice. So it turns around, just provides an extra chair if somebody's cooking, or we just need a little bit of extra space if someone's sitting there on the bench. And then we have these little storage cabinets too, which we just house like our towels, which is really nice. And if we're at the beach, we'll put our swimsuits up there once they're dry. Yeah, our experience so far, being queer, like lesbian travelers, I think has been good. We've been, obviously we've been to some conservative places, and when we know that, we just, I don't want to say act differently, but maybe we don't, walk down the street holding hands as openly as we were, if we were back home in Colorado and we know it's a little more of a liberal state. We are too, like to our benefit, like we can be straight passing in some ways. So like that is a privilege that we understand that we have as well. That, some people may have a different experience. So that's something that we're, fortunate about. We, hope that one day that we can, just like wherever we travel to, we don't have to think that way or like act differently. But that's just kind of been our approach.
I feel like a lot of people have been really kind to us, even opening, just mentioning in passing, like, oh, my wife, this or that, has been fine. And I think don't let being queer and wanting to be a nomad, like, hold you back, because I think there's a lot of great people on the road that are very similar to you, or can learn something from you, because we all have a lot to offer people, and we deserve to experience the world this way too.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the back of the van, the garage space that we love so much, where we keep all of our awesome biking gear and fun stuff, along with necessities, extra things that we have packed. This is our little bug net that we have. We actually really love it. It's from Living in a Bubble. They're a really awesome company. We have a fixed bed up above, and then down below here we have our battery system set up. Ash will talk about that. We also have our 20-gallon water tank here with a hose, and then we just keep like our Starlink and a couple other things. Mainly since we're in Baja right now, like we have extra necessities that we have stocked for our trip down south.
And our electrical system we have mounted over here. We try to dust it off every so often because it does get pretty dusty. But we have a 2,000 watt inverter. We have 400 watts of solar on the roof with our ski rack, which is really nice. And the solar panels are angled in a way that like it's getting the optimal amount of sunshine, which is really nice. We have 200 amp hours of battery life in there. They're lithium batteries, all Renogy, the inverter, the batteries. And then our water tank, like Roo said, is 20 gallons. We have a water pump too, and we'll show you inside that it's just all electrical when we turn on the faucet.
We really love all this extra storage space because we are like really into mountain biking and just other outdoor activities. So it's really, I think it's worth having the fixed bed for us to have all this extra space for storage. This is our shower curtain line, but it is more so we use it for drying our clothes outside, and we use it quite often. We bought it just like at a hardware store for pretty cheap, and yeah, it's really great. We love it.
And since we moved into the van full time, we also decided to add our cargo box. We had it before we purchased the van, but it's just a nice addition for extra space. If you live in a van now, or if you're thinking about living in a van, space is going to be your biggest, biggest challenge. Yeah, biggest obstacle. So we have our paddleboard up there. We have our life jackets up there. We have a couple other things that we just don't need all the time down here in our garage space. So just a nice extra feature. And then we also recently purchased a surfboard being down here in Baja. Roo has been surfing for years, just whenever we're by the ocean. I just consistently started this trip, but absolutely hooked. And it was cheaper for us to actually purchase a board. It's secondhand. We got a really good deal because we were spending a ton of money on rentals. So we're excited to have that this trip as well.
So we have this extra trash bag. It's an all-top. You see them on trucks a lot if you're like overlanding or camping, but we bought this on Marketplace for like 30 bucks. And it's just really nice if you're off grid for a week or longer. You can put your excess trash and it doesn't smell. And yeah, so we love it. It's a really nice feature.
We also installed the bike rack after we purchased the van. We have 2 mountain bikes that we bring with us a lot. We didn't on this trip. Fiamma is the brand that we installed it with, but I think Yakima also makes a similar rack. We had a friend in Colorado that helped us. That's super handy. I think it took us like 8 hours to install, so if you're a little more handy, it might be easier for you. But it's been a game changer just to be able to have our bikes on the outside instead of stuffing them in the garage. It gives us a little more storage space.
Thanks for watching. You could follow us at Vanlife with my wife on Instagram. We would love to connect with you. And thanks for being here.